Bridging the Gap Between Different Adopter Types in Educational Technology by Innovations Charter School. The purpose of this presentation is to provide an overview of different types of people adopting new technology in an educational organization. There are 5 adopter categories according to Rogers, 2003, and Wang et al., 2023. Innovators are the venturesome types. The early adopters are respected by others. The early majority are deliberate in thinking and action. The late majority are skeptical and require convincing. Laggards are traditional and like to keep using what has been working in the past. Innovators. These represent the smallest portion of the population and are deemed the risk takers by their peers. They look for new innovations which will provide an enhancement to educational methods. Often, peers think these types try most new ideas that come along and as a result are not as respected. They are not afraid to try new things, even if it presents more risk as the potential for reward is high. Early adopters. They are respected. They lead the early push for adoption of technologies. They are considered knowledgeable. They are leaders. They are the individual to check with. They trigger the biggest mass to adopt the new technology. Early majority represents 34% of the total group. They think things through very well. They are willing to try new ideas, but they do not lead the process. In an educational organization, leadership should put new ideas for technical change out to the known innovators for trialability. After a positive trial, leadership should have a meeting with the innovators and early adopters to get them going in leading the first push for organization-wide adoption. When the early adopters accept and start promoting the new technology, the early majority should go with the flow and adopt the new ideas. With all of these groups, leadership should ask for their input and assistance. It is well known that without teacher buy-in, any change is less likely to succeed. Christ used these 3 types of people to help spread the word of God to the skeptics. The innovators could be like the disciples, in that taking the word of God as Jesus had spoken and adopting it in their lives. The early adopters and the early majority could be like the elders, bishops, and priests in the church, spreading the word of God to the more skeptical. Late majority, another 34% of the total. They see others reaping the benefit of the new technology but are still hesitant. They are often forced to adopt due to peer pressure. Some know they are adopting late but still hesitate. Laggards. They must see an established, documented gain to finally adopt the technology everyone else is using. This group is the most skeptical and requires the most convincing and peer pressure to adopt new technology. To get both groups to adopt the technology at an organization, letting both groups see the results of the innovators, early adopters, and majority adopters should start convincing them to use the new technology also. Tasking the early majority to show successful results to the late majority and laggards would put peer pressure on those 2 types to adopt what has already been proven to be successful. Christ showed patience when working with these groups as he understood their hesitation. Christ used the first 3 types of people to help spread the word of God to the more skeptical, which are the late majority and the laggards. The adoption of educational technology varies with the complexity and success of initial use. The adoption of new technology accelerates when more observed by peers. For all adopters of educational technology, there must be an improved or easier learning process for the students. Leading an educational system in the adoption of technology in a way that models Christ is a proven method as Christ interacted with all types in his travels to spread the word of God. In John 4:48, Jesus says, "Unless you see signs and wonders, you will not believe." This was regarding skeptics and Jesus knowing their mindset. Mark 16:16 says, "Whoever believes will be saved, but whoever does not believe will be condemned." In an educational context, this could be taken to mean whoever believes in adopting new technology in education will gain the benefits, but those who do not believe in new technology will be condemned to using older, inefficient methods of educational instruction.